the seat, ready to talk, have another chat, have another art chat about finding your authentic voice. This one is one of my favorite topics because it's everything and everything, really. Finding who you are, what could be more important, what could be more beautiful, and it's a gift to the world, so let's start unpacking it. I can't wait, because the real you doesn't doubt yourself. The real you doesn't put boundaries and barriers on you, and doesn't make you feel shit about what you're doing, and doesn't question everything, and isn't afraid of a challenge, and doesn't put you down all the time. The real you doesn't even look for inspiration. The real you, when you're sitting in the seat of your soul, inspiration will find you, okay? So let's go there. Let's go unpack this. You're ready. If you've found this video, you are ready to find who you are and excavate that from all the noise and all the people and the opinions and the society. The real you has always been there. It's always been there. So I'm going to help you excavate that, pull that out, and let yourself shine. So let's go. So who are we? Who the hell are we? We are, drum roll, it's actually really simple. And when I tell you, you might be a bit disappointed, but I will get there. Who we are is actually what we prefer. We prefer, not Danny and Susie down the street, not your dad, not the Pantone colors of the season, not influencers not anyone who's what's popular and in fashion. The root of who you are and your authenticity is what you prefer. It's effing easy once you know it, but super hard to sometimes get there because we are so conditioned to think other people's opinions are more superior than our own. And that's where we get tied up, and that's where we get really, really confused, because we think that all of that is more important. And the thing is, that energy is then going into the art. So what I want you to do to try and, so yes, this is the thing. It's what you prefer in every moment gets you closer and closer to who you are. So as you can imagine, there is a lot of self-inquiry that needs to happen. And that's one of the tools about how I will help you get there. But you've just got to know that art is energy. And when people are resonating with your art, let me give you a secret. They're not resonating with what it looks like. They're resonating with what it feels like and the energy of the art. So you know what, the best customers that I have are the people that are like, I have no idea why I like this. I have no idea, but I love this. This is, I don't know, I just feel like I can't put my finger on it. It's just something that I'm drawn to. I know what you are drawn to. It is the energy of the art, okay? It has nothing to do with the way it looks. So I want you to focus on the feeling that you put in art, and don't be worried about, like when you might get confused and think, oh, well, I don't want to put bad energy into that or work on my feelings or process. No, okay? Truth and authenticity and anger and fear and like doubt, put it all into the artwork, because people recognize that. They see it and they know it, and they are in tune and resonating with that. That is human connection, is how we're vulnerable and how we all see each other and how we all relate to each other. So it doesn't have to be all pretty and look, like rainbows and fairies and flowers. It can look like darkness and strangeness and weirdness. And that's going to hit home with a lot of people. So yes, let's try and unearth you. And let's do that by always asking ourselves what we prefer. So when you are beginning a creative process, I don't want you to, first of all, I will say that you need to keep monitoring your thought process. So if you bring an artwork, that's really what I had to train myself at the very beginning, to just watch what thoughts were coming up. Oh, people aren't going to like this. I want to do that, but I don't think people are going to like it. Again, that's the energy of someone else that you're going to put into the art. I want to try this and this color, but it's not what people like at the moment. Again, you're putting the energy of someone else's thoughts, feelings, and what you think that society wants into the artwork. Same goes if you've gotten comments from other people. Oh, I like that. Oh, well then I'll do 10 of that because someone said it was really good. No, that's where we lose and water down, and that excavation decreases, and yourself gets pushed down and pushed down and pushed down until you have no idea who you are. So the truth of who you are is what you prefer. So you need to, as soon as you're having those thoughts about, oh, people won't like that, because don't be angry at your thoughts. They're there to help us. But you just need to calmly just go, oh, thanks. But I'm actually, how do I feel about that? So it's about self-inquiry. So yeah, what do you prefer? And it can be a real bloody shock. All of a sudden you have to ask you, like me, like, are you sure? Just little old me, you know, like, okay, well, sure. Like, it can be a real switch in the head, like, whoa, it's a real mind switch sometimes. But just understand that your opinion is supreme. When it comes to unearthing who you are, your opinion is supreme, okay? It's what you prefer. You are what you prefer in every moment of the day. Follow your joy, okay? The joy is what you prefer, generally always is. So follow your joy. If a really weird mucky blue with bits of brown in it is what you enjoy in that moment, then that's what you are going to follow. So I'm going to tell you a little story. Sometimes we don't know what we prefer because we don't know outside of ourselves who, you know, because we're so shut down to the ideas of ourselves that we don't know exactly our power. So we just give ourselves smaller options. And this can relate to people finding their life's purpose, by the way. So after the film and television industry, because I was so dissatisfied with what I was doing after a while, and I was looking for something else, and I knew it had to be creative, and my parents were both ceramic artists. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do a ceramics business and make like little ceramics art pieces and you know, and sell them. And I had to, I made products and then I reproduce them. That is what I preferred at the time. I felt joy, even though right now it's not who I have become, but at that moment, that's all I could see, right? So I went for what I preferred. Of course, it was a transition. I was still doing film and television while I was doing that. So I went towards that, and then after a while, my preferences changed because I changed, and I realized from doing that, from being able to produce, I saw where my strengths and my weaknesses lie, and my joy, where my joy was in that, in the creative process rather than the reproduction process. So I knew that my preferences had just changed, so I needed to tweak. So if you can see, I am now a painter, so a big difference, but I needed to have that experience so it would lead me into this experience. So if you understand our preferences, you're going to have a bit of a blinder on, because sometimes what you really want is behind the next door, if you know what I mean. So just keep that in mind when we're talking about really exploring who you are. Who you are is what you prefer. It's that easy. Now, to help you, I know people are going to roll their eyes. I do, and I find this this is a challenge even for me today, so it's going to be annoying for other people, I know, but meditation, stay with me here, stay with me. Meditation is super important, only because it helps crowd out the noise. So, and it helps you refocus and recenter and brings you back to yourself. So to say that this is somehow a little part of the process, it's not, it's a big part. So it's a huge help. And even today, I will meditate for 10 minutes before my art practice. And then I'll try to do it in the evenings as well. Sometimes I'll go through a phase where I'm super dedicated. Other times I'll be tired or this or that, or stuff will happen and I'm not so good at my evening meditations. But when it comes to creativity, to reset, to refocus to who I am and just blank out the noise of everything else, meditation is super important. And if I can give you, I'll do another video on this specifically because I think it's that important. But yeah, 10 minutes, I have a little timer, and I meditate on the heart space. The heart space is what I like to call the ground zero or the 0 point, because it's where everything and nothing resides at the same time. It's literally your little portal to who you are. Yes, you have all the potential, all of the resources, all of the individuality, you have all of the uniqueness is all there waiting for you to explore. So that space, your heart space, the energy center within your center, not talking about your actual heart, talking about the energy center, focus on that, just in the middle of the chest here. It may feel weird because it just feels like when you just focus in on that space, it feels quite empty, really. Might just be me, but it just feels like almost like expansive space, negative space, not negative space, probably sounds wrong. Open space, and that's what it should feel like. And it's just for you to calm yourself, center yourself, and get you into a space where you're ready to explore you. Okay, so the next little tip. When you're doing your artwork, and we've talked about the thoughts and how to kind of redirect you to what you think about your artwork, what you like, so I noticed a lot of people commenting that they hate everything that they do, nothing's working, and they're feeling really shit about everything that they do. I get you, okay? Firstly, you're doing the work. You should be feeling super amazing and brave, and just give yourself that little bit of credit because you are doing the work. If you're actually working and you're sitting in all your shitty art, you're actually doing the work. You're really brave for actually doing it and keep applying yourself. So there's that. Secondly, I completely relate. There was times in this studio that I didn't come in for 4 to 6 weeks with serious states of depression and apathy. I actually had to get my mum to come into this space because I was so disgusted at everything that I was doing. So I get it. It can be super hard, super emotional, super brave, super just difficult to see what comes up. But I want to give you a tip. When you do have those works that you just hate, and you can't help but hate them, and it's just stand back, have a little breather, maybe take 2 minutes to just breathe in and out, just hold yourself and steady yourself, come back to the artwork and I don't want you to look at the artwork or the whatever you're creating as a whole. Get that out of your head. I want you to look at the artwork and start looking for little things within it that spark joy. And it could be this big on the canvas. It could be a color combination. I really want you to start understanding that there's gonna be you judging you, and that's fine. That voice will quieten. Oh my God. That voice will get softer if you redirect your focus to the positive. And all of this is a practice, okay? The meditation, everything that I've talked about is a practice. I'm still practicing. I've still got to catch myself occasionally, but it gets better and better and better after a while. Find that little piece of joy that you get sparked by, and then I want you to, or that color combination, whatever, explore that. Do 10 artworks, just exploring that. And then when you've got those 10 artworks lying around and you hate everything, I want you to, again, look for the positive, okay? One artwork might have switched a little bit and maybe you've gone into another direction. Again, back to what do you prefer? Self-inquiry. What do I like? What part of this is do I resonate with deep inside? What feelings is this giving me? Am I liking this? What colors do I prefer in this? Talk to yourself. If you're talking to yourself, catch yourself. If you're giving yourself a hard time, ask yourself, would you say those things to a child? Oh, that's shit. Oh, I hate that. What are you doing? Like, it's shit. Catch yourself, okay? Respect yourself and pull yourself back and start redirecting yourself into the positive, and you'll really find yourself getting some shifts. And back to how I said before, to unearth who you really are is super simple, but it can be brave work. It can be a little bit, you will find things that'll bubble up. And it's that easy. It's what you prefer. And you know, look, I'm not going to say it's easy. This is something that's been, we are trained, we're literally trained, I say this all the time, we're literally trained to think that other people's opinions about us is more supreme than our own. How ridiculous. No, we've got to stop, we've got to get out of that. We've got to start understanding our own self-worth and what we prefer, and that's literally how you unearth your own authentic voice. It's what you prefer. So, I think I'll just leave it there. Might have to review this, might have to do this again. Let's see. I'm wishing you guys fun. This doesn't have to be super scary. Just treat yourself kindly. Talk to yourself like a child would. Really catch your thoughts. Really start respecting your own opinion of your work. And try and stop putting so much weight on other people's opinions of your work, because it will trip you up and you will start losing your identity. And that's the truth of what it is. So with that, this is becoming a very long video, so I'm going to leave it there. Wishing you an amazing adventure, and hopefully you've gained a few things from this. If you did, would really appreciate a comment, like, whatever that little tag thing on the end there, so I have to research what that is. Share this little thing out there, would be great. And yeah, go roller skating. God, I can't even think anything. Do some journaling, brew yourself a beautiful cup of tea, do whatever you need to do to get back to you. And I'll see you next time, guys. Love you.